What's up, guys? Shay Stevens here, PDGA number 77522, and I have to begin with an apology to my members of Team NVS. For at least one round at Tamanend Park, I will be flying solo as a member of Team Squadron with the Cosmic Electron Pilot. Let's get to it. Since its release, the pilot has been celebrated for its stable flight and remarkable glide. The flight numbers are a speed of 2, glide of 5, turn of -1, and a fade of 1, meaning with a little angle manipulation, you should be able to shape a lot of lines with this putter. The low arm speed requirement too means a lot of players should be able to find this disc useful. Personally, I'm looking forward to seeing this glide that everyone talks about. It should make for a great max distance putter, but I am also curious to explore how finesse shots and distance control shots work with the pilot. Traditionally, discs with a higher glide, it is harder to dial in distance with. So, without further ado, let's head out to Tamanend Park and see how it flies. And we're back at hole 1 at Tamanend Park. Looking to take this pilot on a bit of an anhyzer, let it flex out, give me some max distance. Don't quite turn it over as much as I want to, but you'll see me do a bit of a double take here. The glide on this disc is nutty. Didn't get a full flex, but it went about as far as my mid-range shots usually do on this hole. So left myself with this nice little easy upshot. Just do a little bit of an ultimate floaty pass under the tree branches, put it up next to the basket, and give myself a drop-in par to start the round. Hole 2 is a nice little 211-foot shot. I'm looking to do a standstill turnover shot with the pilot. And again, don't turn it over enough. I was afraid of that right side rough, so I end up fading out early into that guardian bush to the left of the basket. Drop my mini, reset, find myself a stance. Have to go with a straddle, can't really go back because there's a tree branch in my back. And the glide, again, for putting is very nice. Unfortunately, I just couldn't generate enough power from that stance. So, another tap-in par. Hole 3 is a 145-foot par 3. You have to hit a gap to get to this green. Go with standstill turnover again. This time I get the angle right, run in the basket, and just pass over the number plate. It was a really good ace run. The only downside is with all the glide on this pilot, if you run and miss, you're going to go past the basket big time. So I'm circle's edge, back in the rough. I do have to kind of weave through some trees and branches. And I hit the gap I wanted, but took off it a bit. So, again, another tap-in par. On to hole 4, 189 feet. I'm going with the left gap. Going to try a forehand with the pilot. Feels pretty clean off the hand. Again, the glide is nice. I did turn it over a little bit, but luckily that vine redirects me, puts me on the green for a putt. Looking at about a 20-footer, nice and open. And card my first birdie with the pilot. Hole 5 is a par 3, 182 feet. I like throwing the right gap on this hole, but you need a disc that can stay low out of the branches, but still glide and fade enough to get to the basket, and the pilot is just the disc for the shot. It's one of my favorite to throw, and the pilot executes it well. So I do carry back into the rough, but I have just enough of a gap here to hit. So aim it up, give it enough height, and let the pilot glide into the cheens for another birdie. Hole 6 is a touchy downhill 130-foot shot. I'm just going to try and float the pilot up into the right, let it fade into the basket. And I need to give this just a little bit more height. It follows a great line, but I go behind the basket. And I do get a bit of a funky roll, though, off to the right here. So I'm looking at about a 15-foot, slightly uphill putt. Some awkward footing. Take my time, square it up, and take my birdie. Hole 7 is an uphill 195-foot shot. You need to crest the hill, but also stay below the branches to penetrate the green. And again, the Pilot is just the disc for this. Comes in right under the branches and actually gives this basket a good run.
Almost plinkoed an ace.
So I do go past the basket here, get caught up in some of that downed wood, and have a nice easy tap in for a really good birdie. Hole 8 is a tricky downhill shot for the Pilot. You need to crest the hill, but also stay low enough to keep out of the branches. The miss is low, though, and that's what I'm going to err on. And I almost get away with the skip shot, but right at the mouth of the gap, I just blow up a stick on the ground and leaves me well outside the circle here, so I'm going to try my first step putt with the Pilot. Give it a decent run, a little short. It was a little tricky getting my fingers under the Pilot because it is so deep dish. But I leave myself a nice tap in for par. So given how well I've been throwing the Pilot on the backhand and how straight and true it flies, I'm going to give this an ace run through the new straight gap that opened up since some trees came down from a storm. Turn it over just enough to beat that left tree. Run this basket chain height and almost ring up the ace.
Chain height, just to the right.
Again, I do carry past the basket, but there is some thick rough behind it, so it catches me right around circle's edge. Got some tricky footing to deal with, but I take my stance and float it in to end my round with a birdie. That concludes my 9-hole round with the Cosmic Electron Pilot. I really enjoyed throwing this disc, guys. The glide is nutty on it. This disc just doesn't want to go to the ground without a fight. So I can see why a lot of players talk about it as a great driving putter. Totally valid claim. This thing will get you some great distance for a putter. That being said, in terms of upshots and finesse, a little trickier though because it's harder to control the distance with it. It gave me the confidence to run a lot of baskets, as you saw, but if I missed the basket, I was going well past it. So if you are doing some more, upshot, touchy distance shots, I would recommend something with a little less glide to give you that better control. For a putting putter, again, that glide is great. If you like glidey putters for your putting, you're not going to find many better than this. In terms of feel, it feels nice for me. It's a little big. I have a smaller hand, so it did feel a little difficult getting my fingers underneath for my pitch putt style, but that's a problem with my hand, not the disc. So if you have a bigger hand or you prefer deep dish putters, definitely check out the Pilot. So, guys, Team Squadron, you are allowed to brag. This is a great disc. This one isn't for me, but I can see why so many players flock to it. And definitely, if you are looking for a max distance putter, that's a good stable flight, so you can get hyzer lines, whatever you need out of it, check out Streamline Pilot. Thank you for watching my one disc round with the Cosmic Electron Pilot. If you haven't already, please like the video and subscribe to the channel for more content like this and other disc golf content. We're getting close to the 300 subscriber giveaway mark. Lastly, thank you to my sponsor. For all your disc golf needs, including a Cosmic Electron Pilot, check out Basket Bashers Disc Golf.